Imagine becoming famous by teaching millions of people how to live the perfect traditional life. The perfect marriage, the perfect children, the perfect farmhouse, the perfect family. Every day, millions watch your videos and dream about becoming you. But what if everything they see is fake? What if the life you're selling to the world is actually destroying you from the inside? And what if one morning you wake up and find yourself living in the exact lifestyle you've been romanticizing online? Except this time, there's no camera, no makeup, no editing, no escape. This is the shocking story of Yesteryear, a novel that starts as a social media drama and slowly transforms into one of the most disturbing psychological mysteries you'll ever read. Today, we're covering episode 1, the beginning of Natalie Heller Mills' nightmare. Let's begin. Meet Natalie Heller Mills. Natalie Heller Mills has everything. At least, that's what the internet believes. Millions of followers watch her videos every day. She lives on a beautiful farm. She bakes bread, raises children, takes care of animals, supports her husband, and presents herself as the ultimate traditional wife, or as social media calls it, a Tradwife. For many people online, Natalie isn't just an influencer. She's an icon, a role model, a dream. Women want her life. Men want a wife like her. Brands want to walk with her. And every post makes her richer. But here's the thing. The internet only sees what Natalie wants them to see, because behind the camera, reality looks very different. The illusion. Every video looks effortless. Natalie wakes up early, feeds animals, makes breakfast, homeschools children, maintains the house, and somehow manages to smile through all of it. But viewers never see what happens before recording starts. They never see the planning, the rehearsals, the multiple takes, the staff working behind the scenes. The reality is much less magical. The reality is business. Natalie isn't documenting her life. She's producing content. And there is a huge difference. The cost of perfection. Being perfect is exhausting, especially when perfection isn't real. Every day, Natalie must become a character, a version of herself designed to satisfy millions of strangers. And after years of doing this, the pressure begins to crack her. She's constantly performing, constantly smiling, constantly pretending, even when she doesn't feel like it, even when she's tired, even when she's unhappy. The audience doesn't want reality. They want fantasy, and Natalie has built an empire by selling it. The children. One of the biggest parts of Natalie's brand is her family. Her children appear in videos constantly. Followers love seeing them. The kids help create the image of the perfect family. But something is changing, especially with her oldest daughter, Clementine. She's getting older. She's becoming more aware, more independent, more capable of making her own decisions. And one day, everything changes. The moment that changes everything. Natalie is filming content. Just another normal day. Another video. Another performance. Then Clementine says something unexpected. Something simple. Something devastating. Stop filming me. Just 4 words. But those words hit Natalie like a truck. Because for the first time, someone inside her own family is rejecting the brand. Rejecting the performance. Rejecting the fantasy. Clementine doesn't want to be content anymore. She wants to be a child. And Natalie suddenly realizes something terrifying. Maybe her children aren't enjoying this life as much as she thought. Maybe the perfect image isn't so perfect after all. The first crack. Most people would ignore this warning sign. Natalie can't, because deep down, she already knows something is wrong. Clementine's words force her to confront a truth she's been avoiding. The internet loves her children. But does that mean her children love being watched by the internet? For years, she convinced herself everything was fine. Now she's not so sure. And unfortunately, this is only the beginning. Enter Shannon. If Natalie is the face of the brand, Shannon is one of the people helping keep it alive. She's a producer, a trusted employee, someone who understands how the machine works. For years, she's helped create the content that millions consume. She knows the secrets, the tricks, the behind-the-scenes reality. She sees everything. And one day, she quits, without warning. The resignation. At first, Natalie is confused. Why would Shannon leave? The business is successful. Money is flowing. Everything appears fine. Then she reads Shannon's message, and suddenly things become much darker. Shannon says she can't continue. She says the work is affecting her mental health. She needs to leave. Natalie feels shocked, but she also senses something else, something hidden beneath the words, something Shannon isn't saying directly. A secret, a betrayal. And soon, Natalie discovers exactly what it is. The affair. The truth is devastating. Natalie's husband, Caleb, has been having an affair, and not with a stranger, with Shannon, the woman Natalie trusted, the woman working alongside her, the woman helping build the business. Everything suddenly falls apart. The perfect marriage? A lie. The perfect family? A lie. The perfect life? A lie. Natalie feels betrayed from every direction. The people closest to her have shattered the reality she spent years building. And for the first time, she doesn't know what to do. Who is Caleb really? The affair creates another question. Who is Caleb really? The public sees a supportive husband, a family man, a future leader. But now Natalie begins wondering if she ever truly knew him. Because Caleb isn't just a husband. He's connected to powerful political circles. His father is influential. His future is carefully planned. Everything around him seems strategic, calculated, controlled. And suddenly, Natalie feels like she's living with a stranger. The collapse. The emotional pressure becomes unbearable. Natalie's career is demanding. Her marriage is crumbling. Her daughter is pulling away. Her trusted employee has betrayed her. Everything she built appears to be collapsing simultaneously. The life she spent...
The nightmare begins. Natalie goes to sleep. Nothing unusual, nothing supernatural, just another night. But when she wakes up, everything is wrong. Immediately wrong. The room feels unfamiliar. The air feels different. The silence feels strange. At first, she thinks she's confused, maybe still half asleep. But then she starts noticing details, and each detail makes the situation worse. Something is terribly wrong. The house looks similar, yet different. The furniture feels old. The atmosphere feels old. The entire world feels wrong. Natalie searches for something familiar, anything. But every answer creates more questions. The technology she expects isn't there. The comfort she knows is gone. And fear begins growing inside her. Then she sees children. At first she feels relief, until she realizes something horrifying. These aren't her children, at least not exactly. They look familiar, yet unfamiliar, like distorted reflections of the family she knows. Everything feels close to reality, but not reality itself, and that makes it even more terrifying. The discovery. Natalie continues exploring, trying desperately to understand what's happening. Then she finds something that changes everything. A date. Suddenly, her heart stops. That can't be right. It's impossible. There must be another explanation. A dream, a breakdown, a hallucination. Anything would make more sense. But the evidence keeps growing. Everything around her points toward the same impossible conclusion. Somehow, she's in the year 1855. The irony. This is where the story becomes brilliant. Because Natalie spent years romanticizing traditional life. She convinced millions of followers that the past was beautiful, simple, perfect. Now she may be trapped inside that world. And very quickly she begins learning something important. The past isn't an aesthetic. The past isn't content. The past isn't a trend. The past is survival. And survival is much harder than social media makes it look. The man who looks like Caleb. Then Natalie sees someone. A man. And immediately she freezes. Because he looks exactly like Caleb. Her husband. Or at least some version of him. But something is wrong. Very wrong. The face is familiar. The eyes are not. The expression feels unsettling, almost threatening. For a moment, Natalie realizes she may be in far greater danger than she imagined. Because if she's truly in another time, then the people around her may not be who she thinks they are. Ending of episode 1. At the beginning of this story, Natalie believed she had everything. Fame, money, family, success, control. But within a few chapters, everything vanished. Her daughter rejected the brand. Her producer abandoned her. Her husband betrayed her. And now reality itself seems to be breaking apart.
The biggest question is no longer whether her life is perfect. The biggest question is Natalie actually trapped in 1855? Or is she losing her mind? And if she really has travelled into the past, what happens when a modern woman is forced to live inside the world she's been selling as a fantasy? That's exactly what we'll discover in episode 2. Because Natalie Heller Mills' nightmare is only beginning. If you enjoyed episode 1 of Yesteryear Explained, subscribe and turn on notifications. In episode 2, we'll uncover the truth behind 1855, the terrifying reality of historical life, and the shocking secrets waiting for Natalie in the past. See you in the next episode.